I asked a lot of people what their favorite courses were in Palm Beach, and they said the park, so I had to check it out. Here we are today. The park West Palm Beach is located in Florida, and as you can tell, it has a very modern vibe. This course was renovated in 2023. The park name is fitting for this course because it has many things for a golfer to enjoy. We'll start with the pro shop. What I first noticed about this pro shop is that all their apparel had this adorable parrot logo on it, and there were several unique and custom merchandise options. I was very tempted to buy those Nikes or one of these custom head covers, but what also got my attention was this adorable line of children's clothing. And if you were looking for something a little more original, like a polo or a hat, they had you covered with a variety of those items too. It was hard to choose just a few souvenirs, but once I finally made up my mind, it was time to step outside and check out more of the park. This course is designed to be walked, which is why the golf course doesn't give out carts in the mornings, but instead they'll give you a portable cooler to hold your drinks and snacks. I had an afternoon tea time, so I used a cart in order to finish my round before night. So now we're on to hole 1, a straightforward par 5, and I love starting out a round with a par 5. I feel like it's a great way to warm up. I enjoyed the par 5, and I learned very quickly that I have to keep an eye out for these bunkers because they're everywhere and they're very hard to get out of. Hole 2 is a pretty short par 4. Again, you want to make sure you get it past that waist area. And now we're on to hole 3, which is a par 3. It was refreshing having a par 3 pretty soon after the start of the round, and this one was short, straightforward, and with plenty of space in front of the hole to let the ball roll up to the green. This is my friend Marani teeing off first. She's happy with that one, and I hope I stick mine just as close. And we end up with 2 great shots putting on the green. I'm already so impressed with the layout of this course and the landscaping. Each hole feels like I'm in a tropical oasis, but I'm doing my best to stay out of that sand. Of course, once I say that, I cut one just too close to the bunker and it rolls in. You definitely have to use some course management when playing the park. I'm grateful that hole 5 is a par 3 with not too much sand, especially if I keep it in front of the hole. The park West Palm Beach was home to the Match this year, which is a fun televised charity tournament which a lot of golf pros play in. It's obvious that this course was well designed. They thought of everything, including putting trash cans inside the ground. This is such a clever idea to get the trash cans out of eyesight. Hole 6 is another straightforward par 4, yet for some reason I keep finding that sand making the holes a little bit more difficult for myself. Even though it's not fun to hit out of, the sand adds a really nice touch to the look of the course overall. We're on to another par 3, and as you can tell, it was a little bit windy that day, so I had to be strategic on my club choice. Unfortunately, I did use too much club here and ended up over the green. But a little chip and a putt put us back on track. The fairway on 8 bounces towards the left, so anything along that right side was safe as long as I kept it out of the waist. However, I wasn't exactly safe from these guys. I've never lived around iguanas, so they were sort of startling to me, but I also was fascinated by them at the same time. I saw a ton of them while I was in Florida, and several people said they hunt them and use them in stews and other recipes. So understandably, this guy wanted nothing to do with us. Now we're on to the last hole of the front 9. This is a par 4 with quite a few bunkers in play. Marani teed off first and piped one down the center of the fairway. I also was pretty happy with my drive to finish up the front 9. However, I have to say I wasn't too impressed with my score on the front 9 because of all the sand I found myself in. The back 9, I was going to do a better job of getting the distance to the bunkers that might be in play. Hole 11 is another par 3, and again just as beautiful as the previous ones. I stuck this ball close, and I was off to a great start on the back 9. It was honestly really nice to walk any chance we got. The course even said that when timed, this course is faster to walk than it is to ride in a cart. Here's Marani again with another beautiful drive on this short par 4. I'm happy with mine too, but as we get up to our balls, I'm startled to see a figure in the distance. This art piece on hole 12 is a nod to the Grateful Dead, which is a favorite of Gil Hanse, one of the designers of this course. Leading us off on hole 13 is my friend Lindsay, who invited me out to play the park, along with my new friend Brady, who is a caddy at the course. Brady was a huge help in telling me where to hit the ball. Brady and Lindsay deserve a huge shout out for making today happen. Thanks, guys. Now let's get back to the course. We're currently on hole 14, which is a par 4, dogleg left. I took a risky line here by cutting the corner, but it was well worth it to me, and I hate laying up on par 4s. Before we headed over to 15's tee box, there was a pit stop we had to make at a well-known sign for this golf course. So this billboard was here before the course was renovated, and instead of redoing the billboard, they decided to add a little bit of urban art to it. I'm not gonna lie, as I walked back to the sign, I was very cautious because I heard a lot of things moving around in those trees, but there were no large bodies of water around, so I assumed they were just iguanas, and I made sure to get my photo by the billboard. And now we're back to a par 5 in hopes that I can finally birdie a hole on this course. I was very happy with the way I played that hole, but ended up with a par because of the way I putted on the greens. I really enjoyed hole 16. It was a short par 4, but a little bit of a walk to get to the green, which again, I didn't mind because of how beautiful this course is. Speaking of beautiful, we're now at my favorite hole on the golf course. This is hole 17, a par 3, and a very challenging hole because of how tight the green is. I was nervous because I used my 7-iron for this one, but it did stick next to the pin, thank goodness. And then Lindsay came through and followed up with another one right on the green. 17 and 18 both are gorgeous holes and great ways to end the round. In hole 18, you're heading right towards the huge American flag in the background, which I loved having that view at the course. And finishing during the sunset is one of my favorite things to do while golfing. Now it was time to get some dinner, check out the Lit 9 putting course and the driving range. I loved the cabana area. It was very open and a great atmosphere to enjoy a game or just have a drink at the bar. I had the ABLT, which was delicious. We also got to play the Lit par 3 9-hole course and the putting course. This was just the perfect way to end a wonderful day. The park was so much fun. I love all the little details in their design of the course as well as in their merchandise and everything from the pro shop to the putting green to the range to the short course. The park is a fun place to go. I highly recommend visiting the park if you're in Palm Beach.